The security guards were blocking the entrance when Dr. Patricia Williams told Michael Jackson he was too dangerous to visit dying children. What Michael did in the next 12 minutes didn't just expose the hospital's shocking prejudice. It saved 17 children's lives and changed pediatric care forever. And the head of Children's Hospital later admitted it was the most humbling moment of his medical career. But the most incredible part was just beginning. It was December 1993, St. Mary's Children's Hospital in Detroit. Michael Jackson had quietly arranged to visit terminally ill children during his dangerous tour. No cameras, no publicity, just Michael and his desire to bring joy to kids fighting for their lives. But when Michael arrived at the hospital's main entrance, he was met by Dr. Patricia Williams, the chief administrator, and 4 security guards. "Mr. Jackson," Dr. Williams said coldly, "I'm afraid we can't allow this visit to proceed." Michael's assistant, Lisa Martinez, was confused. "Dr. Williams, we had this arranged weeks ago. The families are expecting him." Dr. Williams straightened her shoulders. "That was before we became aware of the allegations. We cannot risk exposing vulnerable children to someone with Mr. Jackson's history." The Jordan Chandler accusations had followed Michael everywhere, even here. Michael stood quietly in the hospital lobby, surrounded by security guards like he was a criminal. Families in the waiting area began to recognize him, whispering and pointing. "Dr. Williams," Michael said softly, "these children are dying. I just want to sing to them, maybe make them smile for a few minutes. I'm sorry, but hospital policy is clear. We cannot permit individuals with questionable backgrounds near our patients." That's when everything started to change. A small voice echoed from the pediatric wing. "Is that Michael Jackson?" 7-year-old Tommy Peterson was supposed to be in his room receiving chemotherapy, but he'd heard the commotion and rolled his IV stand to the corridor window overlooking the lobby. "Mom, it's really him!" Tommy pressed his face against the glass. Soon other children joined him. Kids with bald heads from chemo, some in wheelchairs, others carrying oxygen tanks. All of them staring down at Michael Jackson being turned away. Dr. Williams noticed the growing crowd of children at the window. "Security, please escort Mr. Jackson from the premises immediately." But Michael didn't move. He looked up at those kids' faces, hopeful, excited, desperate for something good in their painful lives. Michael Jackson was about to make the most important decision of his visit. He walked directly to the elevators. "Sir, you cannot go up there," a security guard said, stepping in front of him. Michael stopped and turned to face Dr. Williams. "Patricia, what's your hospital's mission statement?" Dr. Williams was taken aback. "What does that have to do with anything?" "Your mission statement," Michael repeated. "What does it say?" "You won't believe what happened next." Dr. Williams reluctantly recited, "To provide compassionate care to children in their time of greatest need, ensuring every child feels valued, loved, and hopeful." Michael nodded. "Every child feels valued, loved, and hopeful. Is that right?" "Yes, but—" "Patricia, look up there." Michael pointed to the window where 17 children were now gathered, some crying, all disappointed. "Those children have been looking forward to this visit for weeks. Some of them won't be here much longer. And you're telling them that your fear of bad publicity is more important than their happiness?" Dr. Williams shifted uncomfortably. "Mr. Jackson, we have protocols." "Your protocols are breaking their hearts right now." "Wait, don't miss this crucial moment." A nurse named Rebecca Santos came rushing down from the pediatric ward. She was crying. "Dr. Williams, little Sarah Martinez just asked me why the mean lady won't let Michael Jackson come see her. She's 8 years old. She has leukemia. She's been practicing Beat It for 2 weeks, hoping to sing it with him." Dr. Williams's face went pale. "Nurse Santos, return to your station." "No." The word came from Rebecca, but it carried the weight of moral authority. "Dr. Williams, I've been a pediatric nurse for 15 years. I've watched too many children die. If this man wants to bring them joy in their final days and you're stopping him because of rumors and fear, then you need to look in the mirror and ask yourself what kind of doctor you became." The lobby was dead silent. "Now you're about to see something incredible." Michael Jackson walked over to Dr. Williams. He spoke quietly, but his voice carried through the hushed lobby. "Patricia, I know you're scared. I know the allegations make you worried about liability, about reputation, about what people might think. But I need you to understand something." He paused, looking directly into her eyes. "I have never hurt a child. I never would hurt a child. Every day of my life I try to heal the pain that was done to me as a child by bringing joy to other children. That's who I am." Dr. Williams' hands were trembling slightly. Michael continued, his voice growing stronger. "Those 17 kids upstairs don't care about tabloid stories. They don't care about legal battles or media coverage. They care about hope. They care about feeling special. They care about having one moment where they're not just sick kids in a hospital. They're part of something magical." He gestured toward the window where the children were still watching. "Look at them, Patricia. Really look. Is your fear more important than their dreams? This is where everything changed forever." Dr. Patricia Williams looked up at the window. She saw Tommy Peterson, who had 3 weeks to live. She saw Sarah Martinez practicing dance moves despite her IV line. She saw Marcus Johnson, who hadn't smiled in 2 months. And then she saw her own daughter. Not literally, her daughter was healthy, safe at home. But she saw what she would want for her own child if roles were reversed. She saw past her fears to what really mattered. "Mr. Jackson," Dr. Williams said quietly, "I owe you an apology." Michael nodded. "You don't owe me anything, Patricia. But you do owe those children upstairs the chance to be happy." Dr. Williams turned to the security guards. "Stand down. Mr. Jackson is welcome here." But Michael wasn't finished. He had something else in mind. "Patricia, I want to make you a promise, and I want to make it in front of everyone here." The lobby was packed now. Hospital staff, families, visitors, everyone was watching. "You're not going to believe this next part." Michael Jackson stood in the center of St. Mary's lobby and made a declaration that would change everything. "I promise you, Patricia, and I promise everyone here, I will visit every child in your pediatric ward, not just today, but every time I'm in Detroit, for the rest of my career, and I'll bring other artists with me. We'll create a program that brings music, joy, and hope to sick children." Dr. Williams was crying now. "Mr. Jackson, I'm not done," Michael said gently. "I'm also going to establish a fund to pay for experimental treatments for children whose families can't afford them, because no child should die because their parents don't have money." The lobby erupted in applause. Hospital staff, families, even the security guards were clapping. But the most important sound came from upstairs, 17 children cheering and crying with joy. Wait until you hear what happened next. For the next 4 hours, Michael Jackson visited every child in the pediatric ward. He sang to them, danced with them, told them stories, and most importantly, he listened to them. Tommy Peterson sang "Beat It" with Michael, his energy and spirit lifting dramatically. Sarah Martinez danced despite her IV line, finding joy and hope. Marcus Johnson laughed for the first time in months. But the real miracle wasn't medical, it was human. Dr. Patricia Williams completely transformed that day. She realized that her fear had almost robbed 17 children of precious joy. She implemented new hospital policies, ensuring that celebrities and artists would always be welcome to visit patients, regardless of media controversies. Michael kept his promise. For the rest of his career, every time he was in Detroit, he visited St. Mary's Children's Hospital. He brought other artists, Madonna, Stevie Wonder, Prince, creating a program that became a model for hospitals worldwide. The Michael Jackson Pediatric Fund he established that day paid for experimental treatments for over 300 children. Several children, including Tommy Peterson and Sarah Martinez, went on to recover against the odds. Dr. Patricia Williams wrote in her memoir years later, "Michael Jackson taught me that healing isn't just about medicine. Sometimes it's about courage, compassion, and putting aside your fears to do what's right." Tommy Peterson lived another 25 years. He became a pediatric nurse himself, inspired by what he witnessed that day. Sarah Martinez recovered completely and became a dancer, always crediting her healing to the hope Michael gave her. Marcus Johnson grew up to be a music therapist, working with sick children in hospitals across the country. None of that would have happened if Michael Jackson had walked away when he was banned. When Michael Jackson died in 2009, St. Mary's Children's Hospital created a permanent memorial in their lobby. It reads, "To Michael Jackson, who taught us that healing begins with hope, and hope begins with love." Dr. Patricia Williams spoke at the memorial dedication. "I almost let fear rob 17 children of joy. Michael Jackson showed me that sometimes the most important medical treatment is simply caring enough to show up." The lobby where Michael was once banned is now called the Michael Jackson Hope Wing. Every year, dozens of artists visit sick children there, continuing the tradition Michael started. The hospital's mission statement was updated that day and still reads, "To provide compassionate care to children in their time of greatest need, ensuring every child feels valued, loved, and hopeful, no matter what." Those final 4 words were Michael's addition. That day at St. Mary's Hospital, Michael Jackson could have walked away when he was rejected. He could have let his lawyers handle it. He could have issued a statement through his publicist. Instead, he stayed. He faced the fear and prejudice head-on. He reminded everyone what really mattered, not protecting institutions, but protecting children. Dr. Patricia Williams learned that sometimes the most dangerous thing isn't taking a risk. It's being too afraid to do what's right. Michael Jackson didn't just visit sick children that day. He taught an entire hospital staff about courage, compassion, and the healing power of putting children first. If you had been Dr. Williams, would you have had the courage to change your mind?